My name is Feodor, and I'm going to explain Alabama Mobilethrees as an explanation of number science in basketball and why Alabama Mobilethrees is a better marketing option than New Orleans Pelicans. So we have OX or Ox versus Hourglass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 OX versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hourglass. So the goal of basketball is to use the ball handler to pull away defenders from the other players to create openings. So this is your point guard. Let's say your shooting guard sets a screen. They go around, they drive. This player goes around using what they call a pick and roll, and he drives, and that brings defenders to the inside, which sets up an opening for the power forward to have a wide open three-point shot. So driving, right? Mobile in the sense of driving or moving, and then three in the sense of creating the opening for the three-point shot. Or the person on the outside seeing an opening from a drive, going from three-point range, passing to passing into the paint, right? That person scores a layup, gets fouled, three-point play. So the science of in and out, the outside and the inside. The basic idea is this player driving in to pull defenders off of this guy. He kicks out here. He is in here, passes the ball out to him, and then he scores the three-point shot, a wide open three-point shot. So that is why it's called mobile threes. Driving in to set up the three-point shot, or setting a pick for a player on the outside to drive in without the ball. The person at three-point range has the ball and passes it into them. They get the ball. They're swarmed by players. They score a layup inside and get fouled, three-point play. So it is the science of three-point range to close range, back and forth. Makes sense? I feel like a big part of the lack of interest and continued failure of the New Orleans franchise is the silly name Pelicans. I think if they moved to Mobile, Alabama, and did Alabama Mobilethrees, it would be better for that franchise, and that is a good center point for the market that is that strip where you have Pensacola, Biloxi, of course, New Orleans, and then further east, Tallahassee. So I think Alabama Mobilethrees positioned right at that bay there, the Mobile Bay, Gulf of America, as they call it now. I think that's a good plan. The Pelicans, I feel as though, will always be cursed as a team with a losing record because they have a name that people just lack interest in, whereas Mobilethrees is a lot more interesting and spot on as far as describing the science of basketball, right? Going back and forth from points in the paint to points to three-point range, right? Using drives to set up, to pull defenders off of this person to open themselves up for the three-point shot, right? That's why it's called mobile threes. Driving in to threaten points in the paint, pulling defenders off of those on the outside and kicking it out, or vice versa, right? If you have a really good three-point shooter, and let's say these two players rush to stop him, not understanding they're both, not realizing that they are both going after him, right? And then that sets up this person driving in to get points in the paint. So it is back and forth. That's why it's called mobile threes. You drive to set up the three-point shot, or you use the open three-point shooter to kick it to somebody who's driving in. That's why it's mobile threes. So mobile threes, to describe a team of players in basketball, makes perfect sense because that is the science of basketball, right? Driving to set up the three-point shot, to pull defenders off. And New Orleans Pelicans is a team that lacks interest artistically because it's just a silly name. People hear that name and they just think of a goofy bird. You know what I mean? Whereas mobile threes is a lot more, it's of much greater interest artistically. It sounds much better. When you have a team that sounds really cool, right, like Los Angeles Lakers, they're likely to have a stronger franchise in the long run, you know? Like typically the Lakers are a pretty good team because of the market interest, and a big part of that has to do with their cool sounding name. Their location, yes, but also they have one of the coolest names in the league, right? The artistic value of the Los Angeles Lakers. On that note, people talk about how Los Angeles Lakers is not relevant to the area because LA doesn't have lakes, but they have Pyramid Lake, which is one of the most mysterious lakes in the world. Arena Dome plus Record Room equals Recreome. Alabama Mobile Threes at the Recreome. Recreome There's nothing afterwards. It's just Recreome. It's not Recreome Center or Recreome Arena. Just Recreome. Arena Dome plus Record Room. Recreome. Hello, I am Feodor, and I created the YouTube MSU proposal statement for Alabama Mobile Threes at the Recreome.